안녕하세요. 미라클 리딩입니다. 오늘은 The Present 92쪽에서 95쪽 읽어보도록 하겠습니다. Anyway, I thought about the story, especially the part at the end. What part? Bill asked. Where the man realized that being in the present meant being aware of what your purpose is right now and responding to it. I didn't quite understand it at first, but I found myself every once in a while stopping and asking, what is my purpose right now? And what am I doing to make it a reality? That's when I went back and reviewed my notes, which I rewrote so they were more understandable. And I added some ways I could put what I learned to use. Then I tried it. The first time was at home one morning when I was getting ready for work. All too often, I've been too busy during breakfast when my son wanted my attention. But when I focused on the present and realized my purpose, I was able to give my son all the attention he needed, to be truly present with him. I listened to what was important to him right at the moment. It made both my son and me happy. Now we enjoy such times more often. It's amazing how little effort it takes to be fully in the present, and what a big difference it makes. Liz said, I'm surprised by the effect the story is having, not just on me, but also on others I have told it to. Others? Bill asked. Well, for example, one day one of our star salespeople looked like he was feeling down, so I suggested we have coffee together. When I asked what was bothering him, he complained that his commission pay was barely half what it was at this time last year. I asked him why, and he said something like, the market is terrible right now. No one could make sales in this kind of environment. Then he started getting worked up. He told me, my boss thinks the reason I can't bring in these sales the way I used to is because I'm slacking off. I couldn't believe it. I made this company a lot of money last year. Shouldn't that count for something? Liz said. So I told him the story of the present. Well, that was more than 3 weeks ago. Then just the other day, he stopped by my desk with a big grin on his face. I asked, what are you smiling about? I just landed a huge sale, he exclaimed. We talked for a while. He said he was doing better because he had learned how to let go of the past and live more in the present. He said when he thought about how much more money he used to make and how little he made now, it angered him and his customers sensed it. Now, whenever I see a negative look on my customer's face, he said, I make a mental note of what I'm thinking about. Usually about how hard it is to make a sale this year compared to last year. Then I ask myself what my purpose is right now, and am I responding to making my sales quota or serving my customers' needs? More often than not, I wake up and realize that my own worries and concerns are not what's important to them. I realize my purpose is to help my customers get what they need. When I let go of the past and fully engage in the present, I focus on how I can help my customers meet their needs right now and nothing else. And when I do that, voila, the sales come. Liz went on. He's discovered that he should just do the best job he can today. as that is all he really has control over. He says it's amazing how much it helps him. And he said that as soon as he figured it out, the stress began to lift. The next thing he knew, he was enjoying his work again. He actually wrote out several quotes from the story, at least the way he remembered them, and posted them on his office wall. I've seen them. Bill looked at his friend and smiled. That's terrific, he said. Did you tell anyone else about the present? As a matter of fact, I did, Liz continued. My best friend at work went through an awful divorce a while ago. It left her hurt and angry, and it was affecting her work. She was late with a couple of projects, and when she called in sick one too many times, her boss became annoyed with her. That evening, I went to her house. We talked for quite a while. Eventually, I told her the story of the present. A few days later, my friend put a ball on my desk. She told me that every time she was not in the present and started to think about her divorce and how angry she was at her ex-husband, she would come to my office and put $1 in a ball. Thank you for listening. Bye bye.